Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start chapter 9, that is reproduction in animals, or we can say animal reproduction. The main topics of this chapter are what is reproduction and what is the importance of reproduction, what are the different types of reproduction like asexual and sexual reproduction, what are male and female reproductive organs, and what are the different stages of sexual reproduction, and at last we will read about the asexual reproduction and its types. Now first question is, what is reproduction? Reproduction is a process by which living things give birth to new generation of organisms of the same kind, or in simpler words we can say the process of producing young ones, or we can say the process of producing children by the parents of their own kind is called reproduction. Now, what is the importance of reproduction on this earth? Reproduction is important because without it, a species would not survive over time. Individuals must reproduce to ensure that they will continue on over generations of time. So, we can say to maintain life, to continue life on this earth, reproduction is very essential process. If there will be no reproduction on earth, in coming years there will be no life on the earth. So to maintain the continuity of life on this earth, reproduction is very important. Now there are two types of reproduction. First one is asexual reproduction, second one is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is that type of reproduction in which only one parent is involved. There is no requirement of any male or female gametes. That is called asexual reproduction. Whereas in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved. One is male and one is female. In asexual reproduction, because only one parent is involved, so there is no process of fertilization. It means there is no fusion of male and female gametes, whereas in sexual reproduction there is fusion of male and female gametes. I will explain these two processes in detail later on. Now in your book there is given a table 9.1 where the name of the young ones of different animals is asked. First one, in a human, the young one of human is called baby is written. In the same way, the young one of cat is called kitten. The young one of dog is called puppy, and the young one of butterfly is called caterpillar. The young one of hen is called chick. Cow young one is called calf, 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 and the young one of frog is called tadpole. So you will complete this table in your books. Now the main first topic which I am going to explain, that is human male reproductive system. If I talk about male reproductive system in human beings, it consists of a pair of testes, epididymis, vas deferens, in the same way urethra, penis. All these are the main parts of male reproductive system, as you can see in the diagram. In the same way, along with these different organs, there are three types of glands or accessory glands which are present in the male reproductive system. These are seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and copper glands. Now firstly we will study about the testes. These are two in number and somewhat oval in shape. These are small solid oval bodies packed with tightly called seminiferous tubules. Means internal structure of testes is called seminiferous tubules, and these testes produce sperms and the male sex hormone called testosterone. This testosterone hormone control all the male activities, all the characteristics in the males. So we can say the main function of the testes is to produce sperms in very large number. These testes are present in a pouch like structure from the birth, which is called scrotum. It holds and protects the testes and allows the development of sperms at low temperature as compared to the body temperature. So we can say these testes are present outside the male body in a pouch like structure which is called scrotum, and there are two testes in males, and the main function of these testes is to produce the sperms which are called male gametes. Now as I told you, these testes consist of some coiled tubes called seminiferous tubules in which the sperms are formed by meiosis. Meiosis means the number of chromosomes becomes half in case of gametes. So we can, and this also produce the male hormone called testosterone. Now when the sperms are produced, they are stored in an about 6-meter long thin tube which is called epididymis, where they become mature and motile. Motile means they can move now before moving to the sperm duct or vas deferens. So after epididymis, the sperms move to the sperm duct which is also called vas deferens. The two sperm ducts join the urethra just below the bladder, which passes through the penis and transport both sperm and urine. So all these parts are the form the male reproductive system. Now what is the structure of a sperm? A sperm mainly consists of three parts: a head, a mid piece, or which is also called middle piece, and a tail. As you can see in the diagram, a head mainly consists of the nucleus, middle piece mainly consists of mitochondria to provide the energy, and tail help in the movement of the sperm to reach up to the egg. So we can say a sperm is a single cell, and these sperms are produced by the primary sex organs of the male reproductive system, which are called the testes. In the same way, if I talk about human female reproductive system, human female reproductive system mainly consists of a pair of ovaries, fallopian funnel, or we can say fallopian tubes or oviducts, uterus, cervix, and vagina. All these are the parts of female reproductive system. Now what are the different functions of these different parts? If I talk about ovaries, there are two ovaries. As you can see in the diagram, there are two ovaries which are present in the abdominal cavity, and these produce one mature egg or ovum after every month. After that, the second part is fallopian tube, or we can say oviduct. It is a thin coiled muscular tube which joins the uterus and the ovary. It passes the egg or ova from the ovary to the uterus. So we can say this is the passage for the eggs from the ovary to the uterus. The next part is uterus. It is a broader muscular chamber which receives the ovum and contains the developing fetus. So if fertilization occurs, we can say the part which carries the fetus is the uterus. Next, in the same way, the lower opening of this uterus is called the cervix, and then vagina. The uterus open into a wide muscular tube called vagina. So we can say these are the different parts of the female reproductive system which help in reproduction. Now female reproductive organ, as you can see, is written. The female reproductive organs are of ovaries, oviducts, which are also called fallopian tubes, and the uterus. The ovary produces female gametes called ova or egg. Every month one mature egg is released by one of the ovaries, and uterus is that part of the female reproductive system where the development of the baby take place. In this, as sperm is a single cell, ovum or egg is also a single cell. This is a diagram of the ovum, but the size of ovum or egg is somewhat bigger than the sperm. As you can see, ovum plural is called ova, which means egg or egg cell. It is a haploid female reproductive cell. Haploid means it is having the half number of chromosomes. As you know, in human beings 46 chromosomes are present, but if I talk about sperms and egg, they contain mainly 23 chromosomes. So we can say haploid means having half number of chromosomes. So we can say this human ovum is also a single cell like the male gamete, and it is bigger in size as compared to the sperm. I hope you have understood about male and female reproductive system, and today you will read the same content from the book. Thank you very much.